At the end of this lesson, you should be able to talk about abilities using can and questions with how. But before we begin our lesson, let me go through with you first the framework of our lesson for today, where first and foremost we shall have a warm-up activity. In this activity, I am going to elicit some responses from you which are pretty much related to the use of can, and after that I will introduce to you the meaning of can and also as well as how to use the word can. And after that, we shall also learn how to use the word how in asking questions. And last but not least, we will practice all over again with some simple exercises to consolidate what we have learned in activity 1 and also activity 2. So without further ado, let us move on with the first activity of our lesson today, which is to warm up first. In this activity, as I mentioned earlier, I'm going to elicit some responses from you using some questions that are related to the word can. It's very simple, but I just hope that before I reveal the answer, you also have an answer in your mind, and we shall see if your answer tally with my answer. All of the answers that I reveal here are related to what we have learned in the previous lesson. Let's look at the first question. What can ostriches do? What can ostriches do? In the previous lesson, we learned that ostriches can't fly, but there is something that they can really do very fast. What can ostriches do really fast? Ostriches can run fast. Ostriches can run fast. Next, what can camels do? What can camels do? In previous lesson, we also learned that camels can store water in their body for a very long time. Hence, camels can survive without water. Camels can survive without water. Next, what can scorpions do? What can scorpions do? In previous lesson, we also learned that the smaller is a scorpion, the more poisonous the scorpion is. Hence, when we say scorpions tend to be poisonous, scorpions can kill animals. Scorpions can kill animals. So, in your language, what does the word can mean based on the 3 sample answers that we elicited just now? Number 1, ostriches can run fast. In BM, it means burung-burung unta dapat berlari dengan laju. Burung-burung unta dapat berlari dengan laju. Number 2, camels can survive without water. In BM, it means unta-unta dapat hidup tanpa air. Unta-unta dapat hidup tanpa air. Number 3, scorpions can kill humans. In BM, it means kalajengking dapat membunuh manusia. Kalajengking dapat membunuh manusia. So based on these 3 answers that are already translated into BM, what does can mean? What can you imply the meaning of the word can based on the translation here? It means dapat. But bear in mind that class, when we want to use the word can, it must be used together with a verb, and this verb must be in root form. In BM, root form means kata akar. Kata akar. So we have learned that can means dapat. But what if tidak dapat? What does tidak dapat mean in English? Now, let's look again with some examples here. What can't ostriches do? In the previous lesson, we learned that ostriches can't fly. They are one of the birds that cannot fly. Next, what can't camels do? Camels can survive without water, but camels can't swim. Next, What can't elephants do? We learned that elephants can hear using their ears and also their feet. But what can't they do? Elephants can't survive without water. They need to drink water every day to keep themselves alive. So what does tidak dapat mean? Let us look at the answers that we elicited again just now from this activity. First, ostriches can't fly. In BM, it means burung-burung unta tidak dapat terbang. Burung-burung unta tidak dapat terbang. Next, camels can't swim. Unta-unta tidak dapat berenang. Unta-unta tidak dapat berenang. Number 3, elephants can't survive without water. Gajah-gajah tidak dapat hidup tanpa air. Gajah-gajah tidak dapat hidup tanpa air. So based on these 3 answers that have been translated into BM, what can you imply with the meaning of tidak dapat? Tidak dapat means can't. The same situation with the use of can. When we want to use can't, it must be used together with verb, and this verb is in root form as well. So in conclusion, can basically is used for affirmative sentences. In other words, affirmative means yes, whereby for can't, it is used for negative sentences, and in other words, it means no. Now, let's move on to the second activity of our lesson, which is we are going to ask questions using the word how. How far can an eagle see? How far can an eagle see? In BM, it means berapa jauhkah dapat seekor burung helang melihat? Berapa jauhkah dapat seekor burung helang melihat? Next, how big can a gorilla grow? How big can a gorilla grow? Berapa besarkah dapat seekor gorila membesar? Berapa besarkah dapat seekor gorila membesar? Number 3, how fast can a cheetah run? How fast can a cheetah run? Berapa lajukah dapat seekor cheetah berlari? Berapa lajukah dapat seekor cheetah berlari? Therefore, how basically means berapa, based on the translation that we did just now. But in order to use the word how, it must be used together with the word adjective. Now we have come to the final activity of our lesson today, whereby we are going to use the word can and also how in making questions based on the answers provided. Number 1, giraffes can grow up to 6.1 meter tall. So based on this answer, obviously it is trying to probe questions using how. Remember, when we want to use how, it must be used together with an adjective. The adjective here is tall. So the question that I should ask is, how tall can giraffes grow? So giraffes can grow up to 6.1 meter tall. Next, cats can live between 2 to 16 years. So obviously, I'm asking about the lifespan of these cats. So again, we shall use how and adjective. Adjective here should be long. How long can cats live? How long can cats live? Next, butterflies can fly more than 4,500 kilometers in a day. When we talk about kilometers, kilometers discusses about distance. Hence, 4,500 kilometers are considered very far. The adjective that should be used together with the word how is, how far can butterflies fly? How far can butterflies fly? Next question. Yes, crocodiles can live on the land and also in the water. Since this is a yes or no answer, hence the answer should be in the form of yes or no as well. Therefore, we should begin our question with, can crocodiles live on the land and in the water? Then the answer fits the question, yes or no. Next, no, penguins can't fly. The question here, same, we use can. Can penguins fly? No, penguins can't fly. Last but not least, yes, snakes can swim. So the question here is, can snakes swim? Yes, snakes can swim. So it's pretty simple. When we want to answer or we want to make questions using the word can, remember it must be used together with verb. When we want to use the word how, it must be used together with adjective in question.